Happy Black Friday, Kathy.
It is Black Friday and I'm wearing all black for it.
I should have. I should have thought about that. It's almost like if you're in marketing, so they call it Black Friday because it takes all those companies that might be in the red and puts them into the black, right? That's originally why it was called Black Friday.
Yeah.
If you're in marketing, though, you wear Black Friday because like you're in mourning because you have no sleep for weeks and weeks and weeks. Like I'm in mourning for the eyes that didn't have bags under them and the nights I actually got to sleep all the way through and all of that. But it's a lot of work, doesn't it?
It is a lot of work, and you've had quite a bit because you've been handling social for almost all of the Stellar brands and making sure that everybody who's got a Black Friday list, you know, made sure Stellar was on it. And so your amount of work, I do not envy at all. And then there was like some confusion. Is it Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like BFCM 2022 or just 22? And it's just like,
yeah,
how where did this get changed? So
I don't
there's
know,
been
but
some confusion.
I have ideas of how to make it better next year. And it starts with Michelle is going to run it so that she has all the inputs from people in the right place, as opposed to several different people having inputs. And then people saying, oh, that was the wrong code. I'm like, well, that was on the spreadsheet. And that was also on the site that you gave me. And everybody approved. Well, we have to change it. I'm like, nope, you can add another discount code to your website.
Exactly.
I am not telling 20 different sites I submitted it to that they have to change it. Because what if they don't, you know? So
yeah. And like for our brands, we just put it on in the query string so that it just auto applies. So I'm like, who cares? Why does it matter? Just that everybody, free software for everyone. Well, not exactly free, but definitely there's some good deals 40% out there.
Off. Yeah, there really are. There really are. And it's been a day of deleting a million emails too. Like every company I've ever touched, I'm not just talking about software, right? Every company I've ever ordered from, whether it was clothing or a dishwasher or earrings or like Shein, I've got like 6 already just today from Shein and from some different clothing companies. It's like, yes, email marketing works, but I'm deleting every single one of your Black Friday ones because you're annoying the heck out of me with one every hour. It's a little over the top.
It was overwhelming. Yeah. And I made a joke yesterday at Thanksgiving dinner that I was going to delete. I'm just going to delete things like auto delete, you know, the filters in Gmail, anything with a black heart emoji is going to go for no reason other than I just was like overwhelmed. I'm like, but still I want to see if there's some good deals. But at the same time, it's like overwhelming. I'm like, okay, black hearts, you're all out. Just random rules.
I will Google for the things I want. I do not want to do any spontaneous, like, oh, I think I need that because I got an email about it kind of thing. So yeah. What do they call that? Impulse buying. I don't want to do any impulse buying. Although I will admit that I did an impulse buy today. Well,
what'd you get?
Okay, so maybe not technically an impulse buy. It was on my wish list, my Amazon wish list. Okay. You know, I'm a photographer and I have 2 DSLR cameras, and DSLR cameras are heavy, especially when you put bigger lenses on them and everything. And to travel with them is, you know, it's thousands of dollars of equipment because I have 2 cameras and my laptop in a bag, and that's like $4,000 of equipment I'm carrying on and off planes, hoping it doesn't drop, doesn't get broken, all of that. I purchased an Olympus mirrorless camera today, and an a new lens attachment to a zoom attachment, and less than $1,000. And normally I wouldn't spend that kind of money on myself, but damn it, I deserve it and I work hard for what I make. So I'm so excited. It's supposed to arrive next week and I'll be able to take Christmas pictures and, you know, go around my neighborhood and whatever. And when I travel, it will be very lightweight and can go in my backpack. I don't have to carry a camera bag for it. So
nice.
So I splurged a little.
Nice. That's great. That's awesome. Cool. I bought myself new shoes.
Yes.
Because the dog dragged me through the mud and ruined my backup shoe. Yesterday, my shoes got wet in the rain because I had to walk the dog, and then all of a sudden and I usually check, but I didn't check because it was Thanksgiving and it's like, oh, it'll rain later. Oh gosh, I just got like completely drenched. So today was backup shoe day and the dog dragged me through the mud and they were just like literally I'm like, okay, new shoes. Man. Who's got the deal? So I bought myself new shoes. Yeah, that was it. And then my other like little splurge, which of course my head is in the way, but oh no, it's not. I bought myself an orchid because I've never had an orchid.
Ooh.
I always look at them in the stores and like, ooh, how pretty. And I'm like, it's too expensive. I'm not going to do this. But after this week, it's been a very busy week. And I was like, you know what? I don't know how Thanksgiving's going to go. And I'm standing
Yeah,
in line here at the Kroger and not wanting to
you
be here
deserve it.
because, and I bought it for myself for the first time. It's my first orchid ever.
This
Oh, you've
is
got one too.
it's I guess they call it dormant. Like the leaves are still
Mm.
green. It just is all dried out and I don't know what to do with it to bring it back. So if anybody wants an orchid, I'll be happy to ship it to you because I have a decidedly brown thumb. I can send you this one, Kathleen. You can revive it. You can have two of them.
Okay, I'll try. I don't know. I'll try to keep. I don't know. She doesn't have a name yet. I only name them when they start dying, and then I name them like I name them something of like someone who's annoying me. So I had a plant that was like really throwing a fit, and I named her
Mhm.
Ashley. And so then I was yelling at her like, "What's your problem, Ashley? Are you gonna live or die?" So Ashley died. Ashley did not like, maybe
Well,
Ashley didn't like being named Ashley. I don't know, but Ashley died. And so now I have one that's kind of a zebra plant that's kind of like, oh, I don't know. Let's just throwing a fit. So we'll see. Might
well,
get
I
a
guess
name.
I'll name
Zelda.
this one. I gotta name this one Ophelia because she died like a woman in a Shakespeare tragedy, although not by drowning.
Not by drowning,
Not by
just
drowning.
by withering away. Oh,
Yes, deciding that
the
she doesn't want to
humanity.
bloom for Michelle anymore. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Well, you posted something today, which prompted me to send you something. You posted a picture on Facebook today of a younger you. And so I, not wanting to detract from anything that you posted, sent you a picture of a younger me, my high school portrait from 1987. Well, actually, the picture was taken in 86. I graduated 87. Which got me thinking about some fun things we could talk about. Honestly, I don't remember what we talked about last week or the week before because we just kind of chatted. We're not going off a script or, talking points or
We're in
anything.
the moment.
So, like, if this is something I've mentioned before, that's okay. I don't remember. Did we talk about Richie Rich and the TV phones? Did that come up? Does that sound
Yes.
familiar?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, right. So, but I was thinking about technology a lot today and thinking about like what our younger selves expected and where we are now. Not just technology, but like I don't know what you wanted to be when you were a kid. But there was no internet when we were kids, so could never say I want to be a digital marketer, and somebody would have said, "What's digital?" Right? Like,
Yeah.
what does that
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
I wanted to be okay. So first, I wanted to be a ballerina. Turns out, not taking dance lessons your entire life will mean that doesn't happen. And then I thought I'd be a teacher or a nurse because when I was a kid, like that's what I was told. Like women can either be stay-at-home moms, teachers, or nurses. Or if you have dance classes, maybe a ballerina.
Mm.
So I wanted to be a teacher because like the thought of like vomit and compost and
Yeah.
blood was I mean, I was an EMT for a while, so I did deal with that. But as a kid, I was like, maybe not. What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I think definitely music was a part of it. I
Hmm.
used to have like, back in the day, when I remember when FM radio was a big deal, like when I was listening to like AM radio stations and I'd have my radio and I'd wait for a song to come on that I liked. And I would have like Lego guys that I would make because they
Yeah,
didn't even have really Lego guys back then. So I'd
yeah.
make guys out of, and I had a band and I had like the little house part of the Legos. And I would like make like it was a van, and then I would put like a stage on top of the van. And so like I had my rock band and I'd wait for a song and then I'd act out these guys. It sounds so lame as I'm describing it. I don't know if I've ever told anybody this story. It's kind of embarrassing now that I think about it. But I was like really into music. I wanted to like do
Mhm.
something with music. And then when I got older, I wanted to go into radio. And then I did go into radio. I was working at the local radio station for a little while. And everybody that I worked with there is like, you're too smart for this. We don't make any money. And then one guy's like, I'm making $18,000 a year. You don't want to go into radio. Don't go into radio. Don't do it. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do. So then I went and like got involved in the speech team in college, and I was on the
Mhm.
debate team when I was in high school too. I have like an old picture of myself on my website where I'm like, it's from the college or from the high school yearbook where I'm like, I look like a blonde Joan Jett. What were my fashion choices in high school?
I'm going to be looking at your website very shortly.
It was just, yeah, I'm finding all these like old, somebody actually posted that picture on Facebook in like one of the high school groups, and everybody tags me, and I'm just like, oh my. But like speech and communication, and now that podcasting is a thing, it's kind of like, well, that's why previous job, I was doing podcasting, and get this. So just this week, we had this radio station in San Jose contacted us saying, can we put the Cadence Beat syndicated on our radio station? We have like 1 million listeners in Silicon Valley. I'm just like, I guess I'm in radio. It's just like,
That's
it all comes
awesome.
back, comes like around, everything goes around, comes around, I guess.
Yeah,
And
every
here
the
it
world
is
is new
again. So
again
I
and all
guess,
that.
yeah, and we're doing this.
I love
And
it.
so, yeah, so I don't know, I'm kind of living out, I think we just need to like start playing instruments, and then I'll be
Well,
then I'll be there.
when I'm at home, I have all those guitars and trumpets on the wall behind me that people get to see.
Yeah.
And I used to play the trumpet and I've played the guitar. So don't ask me to now, because it's been over 30 years since I touched either one of those, except to hang them on the wall. But yeah, I've got some music in my family too.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
played the piano, and I think I can play a few songs like I memorized when I was a kid, but now I just appreciate music. That music is
Yes.
my daughter yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I was like, I'm not sure. Last year's Thanksgiving was kind of depressing because we were in the hospital. Well, my husband was in the
Mhm.
hospital, so I'm like sitting there with him, and so it wasn't like a very good. So I was coming into Thanksgiving with just like, oh, I don't want to, bad PTSD about the whole thing. And my daughter put on music. First it was Christmas music in the morning, and I'm like, it's a little early for like Jingle Bells. I'm like, I don't know if I can handle this. But by the end of the day, she had played some really great music and DJ'd. It was all her choices, all her music. And she just, by the end of the day, I was in such a good mood. She
Oh, good.
single-handedly, Claire saves Thanksgiving, because she was just
I love
amazing.
it.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
She's a girl after my own heart. I start playing Christmas music in July. So
Yeah,
just
that's great.
when I'm alone, mostly because other people look at me like I'm a little crazy. So it's like when I'm alone in the car, sometimes I'm like, it's Christmas in July today. And I'll just be like,
Yeah.
I have Echo Auto, so I can just tell my Amazon account to play things in my car, and it comes right out through the speakers, and super awesome. I love it.
That's
I love
amazing.
it.
That's
Yeah, it's
awesome.
good
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm like a Christmas music kind of person. Like when we're coming into it, Christmas Eve, definitely on, making cookies. Everything's festive and I really like doing that. That's really fun. But I've always kind of been like, yeah, not yet, not yet. But
I
this year,
understand.
it really did change. It changed my mood. So I don't know. I might be a new woman with the whole Christmas music thing. I might
Oh.
be joining you in July.
I'll be like, hey, Kathy, it's July 17th. It's Christmas today. Crank the
Woo!
tunes. Crank the tunes. Oh my gosh, I love it. The other thing I was thinking of is like, so when I was in high school in 1984, we read the book 1984.
Mhm.
Like that was like the big thing. If you were in school in 1984, you read George Orwell's 1984
Yeah.
that year, because it was like, oh, right. And I heard also that this year, 2022, is the year that George Jetson was born, like in the comic The Jetsons. And so it's just like, number one, yes, there are some dystopian elements in our world today, don't get me wrong, but it is not a complete dystopia. So 1984, not quite so bleak as all that. But also, no flying cars yet. Like I can push buttons on a microwave to make food hot, but I can't just push a button and say I'd like a turkey dinner and it materializes out of nowhere. So somewhere
Yet.
between yeah, I know.
It's
Somewhere
coming.
between dystopia and like Rosie the robot making my dinner. I mean, I want to lean more towards the Rosie part of things, but yeah, there are so many things in our world today, like the fact that my very first computer in college did less than my cell phone does now is crazy. Like
Yeah.
we have come so far, and the fact that like Black Friday growing up, you got in a car, you waited in
Mhm.
line at Walmart or Kmart or Target or whatever store it was, and now it's just like, oh, I'm still in bed and I'm going to do my Christmas shopping.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
totally.
easy. So
It
it makes a
it's so
difference.
great. I love it, but at the same time, I think I try to every day just kind of go outside and just like try to connect with nature as much as I can, because I know that so much of my mental energy is here in the computer and on the
Yeah, yeah,
phone and everything, that I have to like make a conscious decision of like, okay, remember what's real, because like
yeah.
it's so seductive to like pull you in. Like I could spend all day online. I totally could. My daughter actually told me a phrase that she like she disagreed with someone and she says, "Oh, that person's just chronically online." I'm like, what's this
Ooh.
chronically online? It's just
Oh,
so it's like somebody, it's a
yeah.
teenager thing, but it's somebody who like is on social media all day and can't think for
Hmm.
themselves and just kind of goes with what everybody else is saying. The teenagers
Interesting.
call someone like that chronically online, and it's an insult. I better not be chronically online.
No, I don't ever want to be known as that then.
It sounds terrible.
Oh
So
my
it's like
goodness.
that's it's I could think it's kind of like iPad kids when they like,
Yeah.
make fun of the iPad kid thing.
Hmm.
It's maybe a TikTok thing. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'm on TikTok, but I don't think I'm on the same. I love how they call it side of TikTok. Like there are 50 million facets and sides to TikTok,
Yeah.
but I am definitely not on the 16-year-old consumption side of TikTok. So,
Yeah.
and I'm okay
Same.
with that. I
Yeah.
see very few dances on TikTok. I'll just say that. And I'm okay with that too. Um,
I'm on
we
puppy and
are
kitten TikTok.
Yeah, that works though, right? I'm actually a farm TikTok. Like I see a lot of farm animals. I
Yeah.
The other day I saw a guy who like was driving down the road and he stopped because there was a horse just walking itself down the road. So he figured out where the horse went to, but he's like, is this like a dog? Like I found a dog, I get to keep it, right? Like if it follows me home, I get a new horse. He didn't do that though. He brought it back to the owners. But I was like, oh, that's really cute. And I've seen all kinds of farm animals. I saw the buffalo got slammed with snow last week. I saw their
Yeah.
TikTok. The Buffalo Zoo has a TikTok, and their polar bear was in heaven out in the snow. So
Oh,
there's some good stuff
yeah.
on there. It can be motivating and it can be just, a good way to pass time sometimes because it makes you happy and smile and all that.
Yeah. Somebody was slamming it, and I'm like, you know what? Every Sunday night growing up, you sat and you watched America's Funniest Home Videos, and that's
Hmm.
what this is, except
It
there's
is.
no Bob Saget.
Right.
Whoever, there's no like host. You just like
Yeah.
scroll through dachshund funny things,
Hmm. And
I
the
guess.
algorithm works. Oh my gosh, their algorithm is so good. Like
Yeah.
if you scroll by things quickly that you don't like or you say you're not interested,
Yeah.
you'll stop seeing that stuff right away. And the stuff you spend time looking at, you'll see more and more of, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have about a month before the end of the year takes over and we're headed into 2023. What are a few things you're looking forward to? I know, it's gone by so quick. What are a few things you're looking forward to as we head into December?
I'm going to relax in December, hopefully. That's my goal.
Good.
That December is going to be sort of relax and kind of, I don't know, do some postmortems on things that went really well and things that didn't. But I have
Hmm.
some big goals for next year. Kind of going back to the whole podcasting thing. I want to do more podcasting. I've got some things in the works.
Nice.
And yeah, we did this the last podcast we did for Cadence was a video one, and we did it with somebody in the community, in the Cadence community,
Mhm.
who really blessed me with a recognition of something I said in one of the previous podcasts about how when I homeschooled my kids, one of the things I would do is like, okay, well, show me what you learned, teach it to me now. And how if they couldn't teach it to me, I knew they didn't get it. But when they get it and they could teach it to me, it kind of solidified the knowledge and made them understand a concept better. And so I had mentioned that on a previous case, and he's like, I heard you say that. And I actually teach kids, underprivileged kids in my community. I teach them, and that idea just works. I did that with my kid, and I start like tearing up because I'm like,
I would too.
Something I said, he took and he actually did something like major with it. And it just, so I don't know, that kind of stuff. It's what I want to do more of, is just like empower people to do more, not just with WordPress, but more with their lives and have more confidence in the things that they're doing. And that's kind of what we're doing here too. So
Absolutely.
There have been just so many things that have dropped into my life where it's just like, yeah, let's give people tools to empower themselves, lift up more people who maybe don't think they can, people who are in underprivileged types of situations, and lift them up and help people find more meaning and more confidence. And just, I want that ripple effect. I'm not throwing a pebble in the pond. I'm throwing some giant brick or a rock or a stone. Boom. Let's make some big waves.
Major
That's my
impact.
2023. Yeah. How about you? What are you doing for 2023? What are you thinking about?
Gosh, it's a good question. I am actually also have another podcast that's in the works, about marketing, and I'm excited about that. And working with somebody, I won't announce it quite yet because I want to make sure all the pieces fall into place. But working with somebody I enjoy working with, and it'll be about marketing and making big strides and making big decisions in marketing and how to move things forward. So I'm excited about that. We're going to kick that off hopefully in December, but probably more like January, if I'm being honest with myself. And then other than that, I really want to do more with family. Having lost my dad this year and everything, it kind of really cements to me. We all know that like life is temporal, and there's an end date, even if we don't know what it is, right? So I don't want to lose time with family and friends that I've kind of just taken for granted, that kind of thing. And if you don't know, I don't know, I think you know, but if you're listening, you don't know, I actually have very young brothers. So I'm 54 and my youngest brother is 14. So 14 and 17 are the two youngest, and they now live with my brother in Oklahoma. And so Joshua is graduating from high school this year. So next year I'm going to go down to Oklahoma and watch him graduate and be part of their lives and stay more closely connected to family.
I love it.
It's just it's a good thing. It's we need to remember the people and not take for granted the people that we are close to, because you never know what's going to happen, and you never know when the next exciting thing or tragedy might affect your family. And I mean, you know that you've had some major changes in this last year too, of course. And so just really kind of digging in and being present with people is my real goal for next year.
I love it. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. You inspire me all the time, and I am so grateful to do this with
likewise.
you. It makes every week, I already look forward to Fridays because it's like, ooh, I can take a nap.
Because it's Friday, yeah.
But this makes me look forward to Fridays even more because I get to spend some time with you.
Me too.
It's very special to me.
I hope other people enjoy it as much as we do. And if you are listening, we say this always, but we'd love to hear from you. You can tag us individually. You can tag us on our podcast. Give us some ideas if there's things you'd like us to talk about too, because I'm all about it. Kathy's all about it. We want to make sure that we have fun with it, but that everybody who's listening is enjoying it too. We don't just make content to make content. We make content because we want to help other people feel inspired in spite of life and the things that happen in life. So if we can make it through every day, you can too.
Amen.
All right. Amen to that. So on that note, we will wrap things up for this week, but we look forward very much to seeing you next week. Stay inspired.
Bye-bye.